dare I say, I found the house. Y'all, ignore my bags. Like, give me a remedy for bags. Last time I filmed in my living room, like years ago, someone was like, you're trying to show off your living room and your kitchen. So if you're triggered by a nice living room in Black excellence, I'm gonna need you to log off. It has been 6 months of me looking. I have been looking since April 2020 every weekend on apps. One, I wanted it to be around $175,000. I wanted it to be 2 beds, 2 baths, but really 3 beds, 3 baths. I wanted a townhome, and specifically I wanted an end unit because having 1 neighbor is better than 2. And the last thing I wanted my home in the perimeter, somewhere in Atlanta. What I did was write it down. I wrote it down. In my bullet journal, I have like a bullet journal. I guess you can call it a diary. Got my journal, wrote it down, and believed it was here. I believed that the house was already here. I literally daydreamed about cooking in the house, sleeping in the house, cleaning in the house, who I would invite over. Like, literally felt in my soul that the house was mine. After looking for so many months, like all the homes were like gone. I couldn't find anything, like nothing was on the market. Every time my real estate agent, I would be like, oh, let's go see this one. He'd be like, oh, you can't see it. It's under contract. And the house had just posted like 10 hours before that. This is literally a seller's market. This is the best juice ever. Best juice ever. I hope y'all can't see that nasty lemon that's behind me. There was one house that did come on the market that I thought was perfect. It checked off all the boxes. But I went inside, saw the house, and it was not mine. It didn't feel right, so I just let it go. From all the books I've read about manifesting and all the articles that I've read, you really have to believe that it's here. Like, when I say believe, I mean like crying so happy and excited that you have it now. So I took it a step further, and what I did was actually go to an area, to a townhome community that I adored, and I would go and sit there and believe. I sound like a freaking stalker. I switched to my iPhone. I just got an iPhone 12. I feel like I look crazy. Why does it look so weird? We're now at the townhome community that I looked up online, that I loved, that was in my price range. And I used to come and sit here for months. Since April, I would come here all the time in the evenings, like once or twice a week. I would just close my eyes and I would envision myself eating, sleeping, drinking, like, and felt it, like really felt it. And it would move me to tears sometimes because I would be so grateful for having it. And that's like the root of manifestation based on the books I've read. Again, I'm still new to it, so I need you to read the books. As I was believing my home was here, as I was really feeling it, I also let it go. And that's like a part of manifestation that I've read that's like the hard part. And I really did want these homes, but at the same time, I know I have a limited scope of what I think is out there and what I know and what I think I need. In order for me to be open to what I want, I need to let it go, because what I get back may be better than what I even imagined in my own brain. So yes, you want to desire this thing. Yes, you know, you tell the universe, you tell God, this is what I want, but you also must be open to the fact that what you want may look a little bit differently once you receive it. And a lot of the times it's better than what you even expected. So yes, I still had my list. I wanted these parameters, but I was okay if it didn't look exactly like that. The key is to hold on to what you want, believe it's here, and then you let it go. You can't just have this death grip on, I need these apartments right here. These are the ones, you know, because then you block yourself from something that might be even greater. I think my foundation's too dark. I think that is what it is. So after coming here for months, I found my home. It wasn't in this neighborhood, but it is 6 minutes away from this spot right here. And it is 10 times better than these homes. But if I would have been obsessive over these homes, I would never have found one that is 10 times better than these, because I didn't even think of them as an option. I just didn't know. So now I'm going to take you with me to the actual house where I'm going to be moving. So this is just a little sneak peek. This is the model home. Okay, there were people. I felt embarrassed, but this is my plot, and what I just showed you guys was the model home. Basically, there are 5 new townhome buildings within this townhome community. 2 of them are already built. The other 2 are already under construction and have been approved to go into construction. My unit, my buildings have not been approved to go under construction just yet. And once they get approved to build my home, most likely they will because the other 2 are already being built. They've already leveled it, everything out. They're just waiting on the like proper go ahead from the city. And once they get the proper go ahead, I can actually sign my contract, and then I will put down $1,000 of earnest money to officially make it mine. Because right now it's just reserved for me. Like no one can touch it. But officially, technically, I need to sign the contract to make it just solidified. And how I found this home, I literally was just sitting on Redfin, sitting on Zillow like I always do. I came across these homes and they were out of my price range. That's why I originally didn't even want to look at them, but I just did. It was around Halloween. I texted my real estate agent, had my sister come, and we went to see the house, and it was perfect. It was perfection. It was $25,000 over what I wanted to spend, but I just knew that it would be well worth it. The area was perfection. 3 beds, 3 baths, end unit. And how I got the end unit, everything was sold out. Everything was reserved, but it just so happened that I walked in right when the previous person who reserved the lot that I have now, they let it go because they got an end unit in the townhome that'll be built right before mine. They wanted to move in earlier. So I got the last townhome in the entire community just because I happened to walk in at the right time. So that serendipity, like that moment of like divine order made me feel like, okay, I think this might be it. And if it doesn't work out and it's not mine, I'm okay with that too because I'm free and you let it go. So of course there are times where you're like doubtful and like whatever, but you have the key is to return back to those positive feelings of what's meant for you will be, and the universe is in control, and you know God is in control. Very excited. The good news is the house is reserved and I have been pre-approved for a loan, and they are going to be paying my closing costs. The bad news, not bad news, but in my bank account, my life savings in my bank account is $35,000. As I've said in a previous video, I want to save 20% down. And so right now I have $10,000 for like my 3 to 6 months of expenses that I will not touch ever unless it's an emergency. And then I have $25,000 to put down on this house. So that is only 12.5% of the $200,000 cost of the house. So in the next 5 months, I am trying to come up with $15,000. And in my practical limited scope, I probably can save $5,000 and will still be $10,000 short. Wish me luck.